Hi Appraisers, this is Radish. In this video, I will explain all of Chaos's awakenings so you know which ones to pick and prioritize. His first awakening increases the rate at which Chaos gains crime when attacking enemies marked with warrant. Notice it says when attacking. This means the passive crime regeneration from his ultimate will not be affected by this awakening. This awakening does not provide enough extra crime to execute 3 empowered charged attacks within a standard Chaos rotation. On average, the increase in personal damage with this awakening is around 5%, but it can be higher in certain situations where enemies don't move around too much. Chaos's second awakening is quite straightforward and ignores 20% of the enemy's defense. Against level 90 enemies in Station 12 of Beyond the Rails, this translates into an 11.11% increase in damage. Against lower level enemies, the increase is less significant. His third awakening increases crit damage by 30% for 20 seconds after casting ultimate. In a charge team, this awakening effect essentially has permanent uptime. The increase in personal damage, assuming Chaos is equipped with his signature S-rank arc, is 9%. Without his signature arc equipped, this increase becomes higher since Chaos loses a lot of crit damage from the arc passive. Chaos's fourth awakening transfers warrant to nearby unmarked enemies and refresh its duration when enemies with warrant are defeated. This awakening is not a priority since Chaos can already apply warrant quite frequently with both his ultimate and redirect skill. Against single target and sometimes even multi-target enemies, the increase in personal damage is 0%. His fifth awakening increases damage dealt by 20% to the enemy if only one enemy is marked with warrant. This is a single target focused effect, which will translate into a 10% damage increase if the condition is satisfied. Chaos's sixth awakening fills his crime to max capacity after casting ultimate. This allows you to use empowered charge attacks straight away after ultimate animation, and is the best awakening in terms of increase to personal damage. If crime is managed optimally, this awakening will increase Chaos's damage by around 15% on average, which is the highest of his 6 awakenings. The Resonance effect for unlocking 3 awakenings will increase the level of Chaos's basic attack, redirect skill, and ultimate by 1. This provides an increase of around 7% to his personal damage. The Resonance effect for unlocking 6 awakenings will reduce the enemy's Lakshana resistance by 10% if they are marked with warrant. Depending on how much base resistance the enemies have, this is an increase of 9 to 12.5% in terms of damage. The priority of Chaos's awakenings is very clear now. Pick the 6th awakening first, followed by the 2nd awakening. Next, pick the 5th awakening against single target bosses, otherwise pick the 3rd awakening. Then, pick the 1st awakening and leave the 4th awakening until last. Alright, that's it for this video. If you found this helpful, consider subscribing, as I will also make guides and rotations for Shinku and Eroi in the future too. Take care.